Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here from cinemasound.com. Today we're going to talk about why do we need certain kinds of headphones? Why do we need them at all? What are the purposes of headphones? Well, the fundamental purpose of a headphone back in the old days was to isolate musicians in the studio so that we could play back tracks to them in an overdub situation and not have the sound of the track get back into the microphone. I mean, imagine if they were just listening on speakers, the music from the speakers playing back would get into the microphone as well as the player or whatever, and it would ruin the recording. Although in the Cinema Sound education, we show you how to really lessen that if you have a big ensemble, like say a choir, and you don't have enough headphones. There's a phase cancel trick that you can do to really, really help that. But originally, headphones, that's what they were for. And then, of course, they got into the consumer market and became, really prevalent with these kinds of things. Yay, the earbuds. And of course they started, the Sony Walkman was where they really got, I'm old enough to remember the Sony Walkman, the cassette version. Super comfortable, don't do a lot of rejection of noise out here, but they're fun to listen to. Absolutely no credible bass response or anything like that. But they're fun to listen to, and they're certainly way convenient. But in terms of sonic integrity, there's like zero. You're going to get a lot of that upper mid-range, but more importantly than that, I mean, these might be useful on set if you just needed something to listen to make sure there wasn't any RF hits or that the takes and the performances were good. But the big issue is that all of the exterior noise that's coming in is going to ruin your ability to be able to focus on what's happening. So we have developed over-ear headphones. And in fact, these are our Direct Sound EX29 Cinema Sound branded headphones that they have a lot of padding in here. And when we put these on, they're almost like going to the shooting range. They really cut out almost everything that would interrupt an 85 or an 80 decibel listening environment in here so that you can really focus on what's happening here. Now, these may not be anywhere near as comfortable as our friendly white Apple earbuds, but comfort is, comfort second, sound first, safety third, as we say. So the ability to defeat the earlobe and all the other sounds that are out here are really, really important, especially when we get into having to mix in 3D audio. This is what keeps our brain understanding where sounds are coming from, and we can't do 3D audio mixed in speakers at all. I mean, unless you've got, a gigantic Dolby Atmos system like they have a DTS, 11.1 or a full 64 speaker system. But not every one of our wives is going to want to have that in our living room. Think about that. So in headphones, as you know from Cinema Sound, we show you how to do all of that mixing in headphones. So we need to defeat this. We need to have over-ear headphones that block our earlobe thing here. The kind of headphones that we want to use. What kind do we want? Well, it depends on what you want to do. Are you on set? Are you doing a lot of music recording where you need to have headphones on? Maybe the instrumentalists or the vocalists are in the same room with you while you're recording and you're engineering. Then we want to have over-ear headphones that block out the sound of exterior noises, but also maybe give us a little bit of a high-frequency bump so that we can really hear the bogeys and the weird noises and things that are going on without having to turn up the volume too loud. Obviously, if you're on set for 10 hours, you want to protect your hearing, and listening at 90 decibels, like I know some of us do, is very damaging. These are the AKG K371 headphones that we both reviewed on cinemasound.com and here on this channel. Wonderful headphones. They have that slight high-frequency bump and a beautiful, beautiful low-frequency hit to give you some idea what's happening down in the thumpy zone, especially for those of you who are doing music recording. So these are obviously over-ear, very comfortable, very affordable, under $150. They have a detachable cable, and this happens to be mini XLR, which is super dope. And of course, they fold up into a very small package, and it comes with all these cool cables for connectivity and a handsome bag. Why does this matter? Well, when you're on set or when you're running around, you don't want to have all your stuff all over the place. As many bags as we can put things in, the better. These are a great situation when you want to record, but not maybe so great when we want to do a mix. Well, why do we need different headphones for mixing? Well, the whole purpose of a mix is to make sound that translates to as many different platforms as possible. The computer, your television, the big studio, a PA system if you must, and of course headphones. But if we have speakers or headphones that have a little bit too many high frequencies, it will cause us to turn down the high frequencies in our mix and then have it too dark for everyone else's system. If we have too little high frequencies, then we tend to want to turn it up too much, the high frequencies, and then it becomes too shrill and too harsh, too bright in everyone else's system. So we want to have headphones that are as flat and uninteresting, sorry to say, as possible. Now, these, again, are Cinema Sound branded ones that are very flat, go down very low in the low frequencies so that you can test what's happening in that low frequency effects channel. And just low frequencies if you're just doing stereo. They have the detachable cable here at the 3.5, not a mini XLR. They have an incredible amount of rejection, and this is what we want when we're having to do a mix. Like sometimes I'm in an airport and somebody wants to change to the mix, so I whip out my laptop, I put on my EX29s, and this pretty much rejects the sound of them going, last call, a flight, whatever, going to Houston, whatever it is. And I can get a reference mix, tweak it, and make it sound great. In fact, I've done 3D audio in this to about 85 to 90% accuracy when I bring it into a studio, and I have to put it up on speakers. And what's missing, of course, is the LFE. That's going to be very, very difficult to manage in any kind of headphones. So for mixing, I'd suggest flat headphones. And for recording of any kind, I'd suggest the headphones that have sort of a little bit of a bump in them on the high frequencies especially. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. What kind of headphones and why we would have them. If so, please subscribe here on our channel. There's hundreds and hundreds of videos here. And of course, hundreds, if not thousands of articles and videos at cinemasound.com, where we'd love to come see you. Until then, we'll see you in the studio.
Even if for yourself.